Greetings all, it is a bright and sunny morning and I am ready to play my favorite mushroom game. I wanted to start documenting my Luminous's progress in more detail, but in classic fashion I am starting this a little late. My Lumi's journey started with getting to 210 just for the level 3 link, found myself having fun with the class so decided to take it farther. First thing I did was open up a ton of nodes on this character, I want to say about 600, got these all from the 6-star event chapter 2. My plans for this character were to get it to 225 and turn it into a normal Lomian boss Mule. Though playing farther and experiencing just how good reflection can be when it one-shots, I decided to change going from 225 to going to 235. Mainly because I was having fun. I'd also end up getting all the symbols in the end, so win-win. Not to mention, it's just a bit more Legion, can't go wrong with gaining more levels. Already being 210, I decided just to jump into Hidden Research train. But with minimal gear and arcane force, I was given the business. This was a bit rough. Had to move down to those silly purple rats for a bit, but my time was indeed a lot easier. Started to do my dailies every day for Vanishing Journey and Choo Choo. Needed that arcane force, and leveling symbols just gave me free stats, so again, another win-win. Getting this character to 200 was pretty simple. I already had it sitting at 100, and then during the Yeti Haste Week from the Wongsteron event, I just went 101 to 200 pretty quick. Getting to 210 was also very simple. I just sat at 200 claiming the 6-star daily XP every day until I went to 210. That is also how I got my Phantom to 210 as well. Thank you 6-star, I'm really knocking these level 3 links out of the way. Coming back to Reverse City was quite a breeze now that I had more arcane force. This is the most fun I've had leveling a character around this level in quite a while, though I don't really push characters above 200 all too often, unless they were already there to begin with, or if I'm just trying to go to 210 for a link. To get some of the gear I would need, I would duo Chaos Root Abyss with a friend of mine who is also working on a new character of his own, though considering how much fun I've had making this video for Luminous, and if I plan on getting more things to 235 in the future, just for fun or for Legion purposes, I'll try and make a habit of soloing all the bosses myself just for that nice solo prog. I doubt I'll do something like this again anytime soon. There's a few things I'd like to get done before New Age, and it gets a little hard when I keep adding more things on top of that. Though I will say, with how chill and fun this experience has been, I might have to move getting 8k Legion higher on my priority list. I was just gonna let it happen passively, but I'm sure if I worked on it I could probably get it done before New Age. We will see. Maybe after I finish this Luminous grind, I'll start planning that out. But anyway, going back to the topic of gear, with the Spiegelman's ring shop going on, I decided to grab a synergy ring for this character. At this point in time, this is only the second synergy ring I had. Currently though, I'm rocking 5 on 5 different characters for the full set effect. Over the next few days, I made sure to keep doing my dailies, and I also started doing Monster Park while grinding here and there. Whenever I would go unlock a new zone in the Arcane River, I'd make sure to go do that zone's weeklies as soon as possible. This was mainly just to get them out of the way because I wouldn't be high enough to start skipping minigame attempts, so I would have to do 3 sets of some of them. Also, it is an easy source of symbols, and this character was in always desperate need of Arcane Force. I am real happy with the changes they've made to these dailies and weeklies though. It feels a lot nicer to progress. I haven't really leveled a character past 210 in a very long time. Other than my Kali of course, but that was hyperburned, and they also threw a lot of rewards your way, so it was quite easy to get to 225. The last character I've taken this far was my Ice Lightning, but that was pre-ignition. So I'd say that was probably about a year ago. The changes to these dailies and weeklies didn't exist, and these mini-games were daily, but totems also still existed back then, so you win some, you lose some, I guess. I wasn't too hard-pressed about doing 3 sets of a mini-game though. They give so many symbols, I couldn't care less. Also considering they used to be daily instead of 3 a week, if I can't skip one because I'm not high enough level, perfectly fine with me. I'm still doing less than I used to. I believe I brought this up in my last weekly progression video, but 220 to 225 was very chill, very easy. I stayed at Red Dancing Shoes pretty much the whole time. It's very smooth sailing all the way to Arcana. This is also around the time I started working on my Abso gear. After doing my dailies every day for a while and starring my CRA up to 16 along with a few other equips, I was about 10-11k stat. I started doing normal Lotus and Damien and struggle parties, just trying to get some of the cores I would need for later. It's a shame, I really didn't plan on making videos about my Luminous. If I did, I would have recorded more and took more notes on what days I did these things. If you've seen my third weekly progression video, there is a lot of background footage of me doing weekly scrapyard and Dark World tree dailies. It was for this character. I've been holding on to a lot of cores. I am extremely lazy when it comes to doing those weeklies. And honestly, it's mainly the scrapyard ones. The Dark World tree ones aren't too bad. After skipping the Arcana questline, I sat at Earth Spirits for quite a while. I two-shot them until I gained a few more levels, but it was a nice change of scenery from Latchland regardless. Keeping up with doing Monster Park 7 times a day, I went into the newly unlocked Arcana one. It was nice finishing a Monster Park on my Luminous and seeing a chunk of my XP bar just vanishing upon exiting. I forgot just how much XP these things can net you at this level. I've been doing them at 250 and above for so long, maybe gaining 2 or 3% for all 7 of them in total. I don't know how far I want to take my Luminous, but leaving it at 235 for now will be pretty solid, I think. My goal for this character originally was just to get it to normal Lotus so I could earn that max level tack relay chair, but I don't know, I might take it farther. That'll be later on though. I can't keep adding new goals before I finish my previous ones. Leveling this character was a very nice break from leveling my Dawn Warrior though. While I do very much enjoy grinding in this game, it is nice to change things up every once in a while. Currently I'm sitting at level 230, very close to 231. I actually went into normal Lotus practice mode just to gauge my damage, and I was doing a lot more than I expected. Honestly, I could probably just complete it right now. It would probably be a pretty long run, but that's not really a problem. My Lara's first time through Lotus and Damien took quite a while. Pretty sure I was only around 14k stat at the time. I'm also not the largest fan of bossing on Laura, but I do like that class. Laura was my last hyperburning character, and I mostly picked it because I thought it would be funny, but I did have fun with Laura. That is more than enough about my Laura though, maybe she'll get her own video in the future. I don't think I've talked too much about bossing on Lumi yet, but so far it is my favorite mage to boss on. I still have quite a few mages to try, but Luminous is definitely number 1 right now. Originally this was going to be one video about 200 to 235 Lumi, but I am going to have to split it into 2 parts unfortunately. I still need to get to 235, but there are some other grinds I'd like to finish this weekend while I have the time. Good old life getting in the way of things. But in the next part of this Luminous prog, I will be 235. I'd also like to have all the symbols at level 10, so that just means doing dailies every day and then doing my weeklies every week. Nothing too difficult, those factors are just a matter of time. I'd also like to upgrade my gear a little more. I'd probably like to end around 20k stat if I'm leaving this as a normal Lomian boss mule, just to make my runs pretty quick every week. This is probably going to be my longest video by a reasonable margin, so if you guys have made it to the end, I'd like to say thank you. I'll see how this one goes, might make more videos for this like other characters in the future. But for now, I'm going to end things here, and I'll catch you guys around.